you approach this game?
I mean, he'll certainly have a bigger role, just as he had over the last couple of weeks. And we'll make decisions on playing time really after, I guess it's Wednesday's practice this week. But no, expecting that role. I mean, it's another piece, and as we're trying to jockey around, trying to find 11 guys that are dying to make plays and have an impact on winning and losing football games. At times, he's been one of those guys for us. So that's where we at. We're 22 guys deep into this deal. We can put him in a game and have an impact on it. Certainly not, but he's somewhere in the vicinity of the top 11.
The mentality of this defense. Did you kind of first introduce that emphasis to them? Was there a specific number you gave them? This is a target.
Yeah, no, I mean, really from day one. I mean, by design, as you take it over, and this is our third time taking over a defense with some similar characteristics in terms of their past, so maybe some of their past deficiencies. But saying, okay, what can we hang our hand on? What can we circle? Now, offensively, you come in, and there's obviously an understanding scoring points in that, and defensively, we get it. But how can you make something tangible? What's your purpose behind every single play? And the purpose defensively, which we don't talk a lot or maybe enough about, is to get the ball back to the offense. That's it. There's no other reality. And the defense in basketball, by nature, is trying to get the ball so they can go score. Well, it's no different in football. And sometimes we try to complicate it. So no, it's from the very beginning. We've done the takeaway study over the years. 24 takeaways equates to 9 wins, regardless of what you are offensively, defense, scoring offense, scoring defense, yards, and all those things. 24 gets you 9. Obviously, the standard of USC is more than 9. We get that also, but certainly it was a starting point. Put that in their heads. Did a study in the preseason of the NFL, which was a great blind study because you have no idea who's on the field. Maybe we've talked about it, but I'll talk about it at length anytime we talk about takeaways because the impact. I mean, ones are in, twos are in. This guy's not playing. This guy, you have no idea who was on the field. I think it was 25-5 in preseason NFL football. Just the teams that won the turnover margin. And for our guys now, I mean, if they need any more evidence, it's not coming, And also, you don't get credit for those takeaways in previous weeks. So if we want the outcome this weekend, we're going to get some more.
How much of a difference did Eric Gentry make just having him back?
No, I think it was good. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, we're trying to find 11 guys at a time, but obviously more 11 in the program that can help us win football games on defense and not simply participate. And so he's been one of those guys, collected over the course of the year that's made some plays for us and made an impact for us. Certainly made some plays the other night and missed a couple of plays the other night, which also goes back to why it's so important to practice and play. But his best football's still in front of him, and we're still certainly excited about Eric. And no, when you're in the business of again looking for playmakers and guys making plays, he's been one that's been able to do that. So we're glad to have him back.
Do you voraciously study the Dalton Kincaid film from the last game, or do you try to push that behind you and not think too much about it? Or how do you handle him? I guess.
Oh yeah, I mean absolutely. I mean, the easy thing to say is that I guess didn't happen or something like that. But as a competitor, you are certainly reminded of it. And it didn't take playing the game to be reminded of it. It's a constant that way. Anytime someone has a career game against you, and there's a level of embarrassment about it. But you also have to, if a guy scores 40 in a basketball game, then you got to go play him again. You can't assume he's going to score 40 again. It's the same thing if you have 4 takeaways. We all laughed about, you're never going to do that again. Because it's so hard to do. He made some big-time plays and big-time throws to get him there, and we didn't do a very good job getting him on the ground. If he makes big-time throws, and he makes big-time catches, and we don't tackle him, I know exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be the same damn thing. So we got to make sure that we have an emphasis about everything that we do to make sure that we're not extra. This is one of the main things from a defensive standpoint, that there's kind of a 10+1 theory. Let's have 10 guys trying to make a play, and I'll just kind of be out there. And so no, it's all hands on deck. With an opponent like this, and one that we have a lot of respect for.
As Rising's kind of dealt with an injury the last month.
Do you know what the injury is?
I don't wish. But it seems like Utah's leaned a lot more on the run game. How does that change how you prepare for this?
Well, I think that, respect their ability to run the football. And, it's that really at all times. I mean, this is over the years. Playing that program in the past. I mean, there's always been an emphasis on a physical play that you got to have very respect for. Using tight ends, it's very difficult in what they do because they can use the tight ends in the pass game so well. to say, well, this personnel group and you're going to get passed versus this, you're going to get run or certain sets in that. So there's constant conflict that way, regardless of whether or not the quarterback's carrying the football. But no, what you see, they commit to what they do. They do a great job, as so many offenses do now, in terms of adding gaps where they need to add gaps. Sometimes it includes a quarterback, sometimes it doesn't. It only takes one to kind of create an explosive guy, gets nosy, gets out of the gap, something along those lines, to help move the sticks. And then in so many opportunities to create, second and manageable, which turns into third and manageable, and some of those things. So no, major challenge for us, and I'm not sure we did a great job, obviously, the first time around. So believe me, we watch the film, we have frustration. They watch the film, they have a lot of confidence. We understand that.
Where does the pass defense need to take a step forward after last week, and even from this last meeting?
I think a step would be minimal. I mean, we got to take leaps forward. We got to find ways to win in man coverage. We got to have a coordinator have some confidence in when we call man coverage that my man's not going to catch the football, whoever my man is. You're not going to win them all. That's absolutely inaccurate. That's something that you got to have some level of realism and be like, your man in basketball never makes a shot. No, that's not it. But it's got to get tilted more and more in the way of getting more hands on footballs. And making competitive plays at the back end of it. And then obviously when they do make a catch, limit the game. And then zone coverage isn't soft coverage, and that's something that we've at times been good at, and at other times it's I kind of drop in the vicinity of where I'm supposed to be, and if they throw it somewhere, then I'll go chase after the ball, as opposed to I'm dropping to a spot in coverage to go make a play on the ball. So that's zone, that's man, that's about all you got, right? So we got to do a much better job that way. And then it's in the front. We got to affect the pass. We get our hands up. If we lose on the LOS, we say you're a DB, get a hand up, But we got one in the LOS more also. So it's all encompassing, and and obviously all it's coaching. We got to put them in better situations to be successful.
How have you seen Jacoby kind of respond to that challenge at corner?
Yeah, I mean, it fits slowly. I think he's a guy that we brought into play and play early. He didn't, which is a frustration. I hope he was frustrated by it. Some weeks I'm not sure that he was. He's a big athlete with a skill set. He's physical. He's kind of come on as of late. So my frustration probably stems from the previous weeks, not so much in the last 10 days or so. But we were going to need him this weekend to play his best football game, as it stands with all these guys. I mean, the commonality, and then I'll shout from the rooftops in the championship football game, and a part of these, there is only one version that's going to give yourself a chance to it, and that's the best version. So we need the best version of Jacoby Covington, the fast version, the intense version, and using him as an example, but all those guys. But certainly excited to have him, and that he's made a jump at this point, because we needed a guy to step up.
Thank you.